Have inherited land? How do you get started? Hi, I'm Beth with TB Properties Buys Land, and I wanted to answer that question today. We get a lot of people who have inherited land and they're not sure what to do first. Can they even sell their land? So when we talk to you, whether it's on the phone or through an email, one of the first questions we're going to ask you is whose property is it? We'll want to know the name and the state and the county where the property is located, as well as the APN or the assessor's parcel number. We'll also want to know who owns the property and then who's on the tax records. Those may be different names, maybe different people. So that way it allows us to look up the property first of all. Next question is, how did you inherit the property? Did someone pass away? Was it given to you through a will? So you were willed this property. If that's the case, we'll want to know, did the will go through probate? Is it still in probate, tied up there in court, or has it been finalized? If so, and the reason we ask that question is we always close through a reputable title company in the area. We do that for safety, security, as well as accuracy. So that's important. Title will want to know about probate, and they'll need the probate documents to move forward. Now, if the property was not willed to you, we'll ask the question, how did you end up with the property? And what that means is, let's just say maybe it was your mother's property, and we'll want to know, how did that make its way to you? Are there other heirs is what I'm trying to get to. So if you've got 3 brothers, then we know that there's possibly 4 heirs. And we're going to want to make sure that everyone wants to sell the property because they all have a right to it. We can't, because we close through title, yank the property away from somebody else. There's no scam going on. And so it has to be up and up. Everybody who has a right to the property has to be able to sign off on the sale of it. So they have to agree. So let's just say it's a little bit more complicated. Maybe this is a great grandparent. And we have to walk through that chain of a title, basically. Maybe it wasn't titled to them over the years, but we'll say, okay, great-great-grandparent, how many children did they have? How many children did each of them have? We have found in the past, there are some people who end up with like 100 heirs to a property, and we haven't been able to do something with that. Now, in other cases, we've had where there's a handful of heirs, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they've all gotten together and signed off on it. We look back in the past and I guess I don't have better words for it, but everyone's died off and you're the last one. There are ways to be able to prove that through affidavits of heirship and other legal means to prove that you are entitled to this property and we can buy it from you directly. Okay, so, if you have inherited property, don't despair. Sometimes many times there's ways that we can work with you. We buy lots of inherited property. It tends to take a little bit longer if there's extra paperwork to do, where we've got the probate paperwork, but it can be done. So the first step is to reach out to us, email us, or give us a call. Give us the parcel information. This is all public record. That way we can look up your property and we can start going from there and make a recommendation. So again, Beth with TB Properties Buys Land. We buy 10 plus acres of land across the country, and we buy in cash, so we don't need to get a loan, and we always close through title for your safety. I look forward to working with you. Thanks again for listening.